It is happening again, folks. Part 2. It is happening again. YouTube, what is up? Wally P here at Wally's Free Picks. We have a showdown for 8 ages. A historical showdown for Monday, April 1st, 2024. Part 2. Who was the first person to hype up Part 1? Right here. Nobody else. And it's happening again. Folks, when I seen this bracket 2 weeks ago, and I seen Iowa and LSU were in the same region, I just knew it was destined to happen. The NCAA committee knows what they're doing. They know they were going to meet again, folks. This is a historic rivalry. Part 2. Kim Mulkey versus Lisa Bluter. Caitlin Clark versus Angel Reese. Oh my goodness. Folks, I have a pick for you guys today. A banger. Let me tell you about this. This will break all types of records. Last year it did, and it was most certainly break all the records again. Men's or women's. This game could be bigger than the Super Bowl. When I seen this game on the bracket, I knew it was going to be the biggest game of all time. And I'm just seeing tweets today after the Sweet 16. Oh, Iowa and LSU are playing again. I guarantee you it'll break records. No shit, Sherlock. No shit. They were destined to play again. When Iowa got beat last year, I was emotional. To myself, I was thinking, I hope they play LSU again. And it's happening again. So let me give you the rundown on what's going on for Monday, April 1st, 2024. LSU's road to the Elite Eight. I'll tell you what happened. They beat Rice 70-60 as 28.5 point favorites. Round of 64, they thumped Middle Tennessee, being 18-point favorites. I'll give them that. Today, they just had a close one against UCLA. That one was a nail-biter and went down to the last few minutes. Flau'jae Johnson, Kayla Williams, they did their thing in the clutch. I'll give them that. Shout out to UCLA, though, for pulling through and giving everyone a close game to watch. LSU won today. Last year, they beat Iowa, obviously, 102-85. Let me tell you about Iowa's road to the Elite Eight coming up. Round one, they beat Holy Cross. They beat 91-65, being 38.5 point favorites. Round of 64, they beat West Virginia by 10, and an ugly win. I'll give West Virginia the credit on that one. Today, they beat Colorado in a tournament rematch from last year's NCAA tournament, obviously. The matchups going into this game, I like them a lot. Caitlin Clark versus Flau'jae Johnson. That's going to be a bucket-getting match right there. I guarantee you we'll see a lot from those two. The match I am most excited for would be Angel Reese versus Hannah Stuelke. Let me tell you about Hannah Stuelke if you don't know who Hannah Stuelke is. 6'3" center from Cedar Rapids. Had that 45-point game. She is a dominant presence in the paint. She can give you buckets as well. Just a sophomore. Didn't get a lot of time last year. The Henley Van Lith acquisition hasn't looked all that good for LSU. She did really good the first half of the season. Second half, she's struggled. The tournament, she's been non-existent. She just got benched in today's game. Came back in the last minute, hit a lot of clutch free throws. Shout out to Henley Van Lith. But LSU does not look all that good. Like I said, they beat Iowa last year 102-85, but they did have that X-factor player in Jasmine Carson. She's not with the team anymore, obviously. But she had 5 threes. She had 22 points accounted for last year. They only beat Iowa by 17. Put that into perspective. Angel Reese only had 15 points. Flau'jae Johnson only had 10 points last year. Caitlin Clark, 30 points, 8 assists, 8 for 19 from deep. Half of those 19 three-point attempts were desperation mode in the second half, trying to will her team back. Let me tell you about Caitlin Clark. If you haven't been watching her this season, she stepped up everything. If you thought she was historically good last year, she's even better this year. She's averaging 32 points per game almost. She's averaging almost 9 assists at 8.8. Her rebounds went up. I mean, this is going to be a good game. This is going to be a really exciting, historic game. Like I said, Iowa's bench is deep. Kate Martin, that is probably the second best player on Iowa's team. That is Caitlin Clark's right-hand girl. Hannah Stuelke, she needs to compete with Angel Reese and Anisha Morrow. Cynthia Falter, sophomore, she stepped it up tremendously this year. Gabby Marshall, she's still a starter, her last year as well. 3-and-D type player. Pretty girl. Shout out to Gabby Marshall. You are extremely pretty. Like I said, Jasmine Carson last year hit 5 pivotal threes, which accounted for 22 points, and they beat Iowa by 17. Iowa was favored by 2 points last year. They're favored by 1.5 this year. Over 169. I think it will be high scoring. 2 dominant, fire-powering offenses. Ladies and gentlemen, I am rolling with Lisa Bluter and Caitlin Clark. There is no way in hell LSU is going to beat this Iowa team. If you want to compare the games, LSU has been rocked up and down this season a few times. I mean, they had a few nail-biters against some bum teams. Iowa, on the other hand, they've been looking fantastic. I'll give them that. I think Caitlin Clark wins. I think they win the whole thing. South Carolina, they don't have one returning starter from last year. They almost got beat by Indiana, a team that Iowa beat twice. Come on now. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls from around the world, your play of the day for Monday, April 1st, 2024. Caitlin Clark versus Angel Reese, Part 2. Give me Iowa, minus 1.5 points. That is your free play of the year. I will see you in the Final Four, baby. Book it.